Last week, I talked about how I like to revisit compositions now that I have a macro lens and look at the things I shot before or photos I made before and make something new. Not try and copy it, but just make something new that's kind of inspired by the original. And that's exactly what I have here. This is kind of an amalgamation of a couple different things that we see going on. First of all, these lights. These are the orange lights. They look like little Christmas lights that the groundskeeping crew at Oklahoma State University puts up around Theta Pond every year around homecoming. They decorate everything in as much orange as they can, and these lights always show up. And I've taken pictures of them before, but I don't know. There's something about having a light bulb as the subject for your photo. I've learned it doesn't always look as interesting in real life as you think it will look when you take the photo. I think, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, I took a picture of these orange lights. And I think I had my 50 millimeter lens and my close-up filters, and in the moment I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. And then I look at the photos in Lightroom, and I'm like, this is just not that great. Like, it's a light bulb. It's not super compelling. But the scene and having these lights in the background that are blown way huge because of the optics and the way the camera lens blurs the background. I wanted to use that somehow. So this was probably the Monday or Tuesday of homecoming week in fall of 2020 at Oklahoma State University. And I saw the groundskeepers putting up these lights, and I thought, I'm going to take a picture. And so sure enough, I brought my camera and I took a picture of a light, and I was like, this is not great at all. But I wanted to use the scene somehow. So the next day I returned with this little Dumbledore, who I think has shown up in maybe two other Weekly 50 photos. It's a Dumbledore Lego figure. And you can kind of get a sense of scale and context here because he's clearly a Lego figure. And most people know how big a Lego figure is. So you get a sense of how much size is shown in this photo here. And I wanted to have the focus be on this Dumbledore and not on the lights. But I wanted to use the lights to add some sort of extra visual element to the photo. And it worked out really well. He's holding a wand and he looks like a wise old wizard. And so it makes sense that it would be this kind of fantastical setting with these giant glowing lights. Are they suns? Are they galaxies? Or is he performing a spell? Who knows? But it's kind of a cool looking scene. And the fact that I use the lights not as the subject of the photo, but as the context for the photo made a lot of difference. I wish the cord wasn't there on the left-hand side. You can see the electrical cord on which the lights are strung, and that's kind of cheesy, but what are you going to do? I shot this at f4 using my D750. I rested my camera right on this is actually a railing of a bridge, and I put my camera right on the bridge. So I turned off image stabilization, and even then I still had to, I don't know, it was a cold morning. Looking back at the exposure settings, I think I could have used different settings to get a lower ISO. I don't like that it's ISO 1600. You can see a bit of grain, which I wish wasn't there, and not like it's a deal breaker, but it just, if you can get a clean image, why not? And I certainly could have. I had the capability to do it. I could have just used the self timer and left the shutter open. Instead of 125th of a second, I could have left it open for 1 second to get the shot I wanted. But, it is what it is. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. And ultimately, the idea of using something else as, or like rethinking subject and then the rest of the composition, it's something that I continue to think about. And I think I'm slowly getting better. And I think that improvement will hopefully never end.